refresh that one in a little while. What's up, everybody out there? If you're just tuning in, we're telling spooky stories, but personal, real stories, real experiences we've had with, maybe you hear someone saying, "Oh, I seen a ghost," and they have a story about it. Me and Delia, we're sharing ours. I don't know if you're just tuning in. Delia had a pretty good story, but it wasn't better than mine. No, she had a good story though. But yeah, so we're just, it's Halloween weekend. We're trying to get into the Halloween spirit. And Delia shared one of her personal stories, and I shared mine, which was
Spaghetti Warehouse.
Spaghetti Warehouse. Me and my family went to go eat at Spaghetti Warehouse, and we ate upstairs. And it was all my whole family. We were eating upstairs at Spaghetti Warehouse, and there's this trolley up there. And the trolley was empty. There was nobody else up there but my family. I'm Mexican, right? So we had like 50 people up there. When I say my family, it wasn't just like 4 of us. It was like 50 of us.
The whole entourage.
But all 50 of us were we were eating at a table, and the kids were playing at the trolley. And my sister was watching them play at the trolley. So, she was making sure that everybody was, all the kids were safe or whatever. So she started taking pictures of one of my nieces. She's like, pose for the camera. And, we didn't think nothing of it. We ate our food. But then my niece, so my sister later on posted up the picture on Facebook of my niece of my niece posing in the trolley at warehouse.
Spaghetti Warehouse.
Spaghetti Warehouse. And if you look at the picture, you can see my niece like posing on the trolley, but in the back of her, there's this little girl like sitting at a table, and she was not with us. My family was the only ones up there, and the little girl, I don't know if it's a little girl or a woman, but whatever it is, they're just like sitting in the back table, looking straight like toward my sister, and they're like, and the person's like gray and like kind of dark, and so later on after we left. Because, you always hear that Spaghetti Warehouse is haunted or whatever.
Yep.
But, later on we left and we Googled, Spaghetti Warehouse. And Spaghetti Warehouse is, one of the most haunted buildings, I think, in the country. And that area by the trolley they say that's the hot spot for the ghost.
See, so that's why I don't like to go upstairs.
So anyway, we're sharing scary stories because it's Halloween weekend. And we're trying to get into the spirits. Delia's going to carve some pumpkins in a little while.
The only carving I'm going to do is into a steak or something. I'm starving.
Yeah, so if you guys have any stories like that, feel free to post them up. Delia shared a story. You want to go?
Okay, yeah, so I'll tell you the story that I have. So there was a family member who was telling me that they had some activity in the house. And you know what I mean by activity, right? So they're like, you need to come over and see for yourself because something's going on and we don't know what to do. And there's so many different things that people tell you what to do. Clean the house with sage or, read directly from the Bible, tell them to go away, tell them, all the different stuff. So anyway, so I go over there. I'm like, I'll go over this weekend. So I go over there and, everything was cool during the day. But we were getting all ready for bed, and I was in the room, and the room that I was in, the lights were off, and like I said, we were getting ready for bed, and all of a sudden, there's this flash of light. It just like, and I was like, oh my God, what was that? And then again, you see this beam of light. There was no one in the room except for me, and I think one of the family member. I almost said who. And so, hey, Amy. So I was like, so I got my phone out and I started taking pictures. And I this flash, I was like, okay, it's going to happen again. And sure enough, it did. And so it was really creepy. So then this particular family member's parent, our mother, told me, hey, I think there's something going on with that particular person because they used to tell us that they saw this little girl, and she would say like, I saw her at the foot of my bed, or like wherever room she was in, she would see her. So this particular family member said, you know what, I think I might even have a picture. So they went through some pictures, and sure enough, she pulled up this picture, and in the picture you can see like on the right side, just behind her, this little girl. And then that family member said, that's the little girl I see at the foot of my bed sometimes. And I was like, oh my God, that is too creepy. Very creepy. So that's one of my stories. There's more, but that's one of them.
And if you guys have any stories you want to post and share, please feel free to do so. All I know is I'm sleeping with the lights on tonight. And you know what? I'm going to repost that. If you're my friend on Facebook, I'm going to repost that video later on. I mean, that picture later on today of my my niece and that.
I'm very curious.
What we think is a ghost from Spaghetti Warehouse behind her. And you're going to see it, and you're going to like, Delia, I'm going to tag you in it. You're going to be like, whoa.
Yeah, I've heard so many different things about Spaghetti Warehouse, and I only went there once, and they were like, "Come on, go upstairs," and I was like, "I don't want to go upstairs. I don't want." I'm a scaredy cat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a scaredy cat, and I didn't want to go upstairs. No.
Yeah, so it's Sunday. It's Halloween weekend, so we're sharing scary stories along with your oldies. Delia's been sharing one that she had. I shared one. I had an experience I had at a Spaghetti Warehouse.
He said mine did not trump his.
Yeah, and her story wasn't better than mine, but it was okay. I'm just joking. If you guys have a scary story, post it up. We want to hear about it. Doesn't matter how long it is. Let us know. I'll repost the picture too that we took at Spaghetti Warehouse where we actually caught the ghost on picture. Like, there was no way it could have been anybody else. Anyway, Delia's going to share another one of her stories. We got the oldies on the radio. If you're not tuned in to 101.7 or on your app, you should do so. And we appreciate you joining us on the chat. Scary stories, guys.
Scary stories. Let me see. What else have we got?
I'm sleeping with the nightlight on.
Okay, so there's this one house, a family member that I go over sometimes, and I don't like to sleep upstairs because there's something going on up there. Specifically, in one of the rooms, there's access to into the attic, and sometimes you can hear like footsteps, and that kind of creeps me out. So I don't like to go up there. I don't like to even sleep up there, especially like. I mean, I don't mind going upstairs, but it has to be very well lit because, like I said, I'm a scaredy cat, and much less sleep upstairs. Like, there's a bed upstairs I can sleep in, but I don't want to sleep. I'd rather sleep on the sofa because it's downstairs where there's nothing going on down there. But upstairs, it just kind of creeps me out, so I avoid it at all costs if possible.
You know, like if you're scared at night sleeping by yourself, all you got to do is put the blanket over you, like cover yourself from head to toe, and nothing will be able to get you. Did anybody else do that when they were younger? Like after, like when you were scared, like I covered myself with the blanket and I thought that was safe. Like
and that made you safe.
That kind of makes you more vulnerable because like someone can just come up to you and like you're already wrapped up for them. But yeah, that's what I would do. I wouldn't even let my toes be covered. You know, like straight up just cover everything, and then I'm like, okay, good, I'm safe now.
That's crazy.
But that's when I was a kid.
Well, since we're talking about, the season, I saw some stuff about the Ouija board on Facebook. And then remember that thing? I remember, like, when I was in middle school, they used to talk about, you'd go in front of the mirror and repeat something over and over, and supposedly something would appear.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I attempted to once. I went into the room, I had my bathroom inside my bedroom. And I turned the lights off, and I said it like 2 or 3 times, and then I was like, I'm gonna freak out if something actually appears. So I chickened out. I was like, I'm not going through with this, so I stopped. Did anybody else actually do it and experience something? I'm curious to know.
The 3 names? What was that name you had to say?
Something Rosemary, no?
Oh yeah.
Something Rosemary.
That's old school.
Yeah.
Do they still do that?
Okay, I said it was in middle school.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we did
that
that
was
too when
just
I
a few years ago. It wasn't that far back.
Well, What is that? What name was that?
Bloody Mary. There you go.
Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bloody Mary.
So did anybody do that and actually something appear? I'm really curious to know. Because like I said, I was too chicken.
Let's go do it right now.
That's all you, buddy. That's all you. I gotta do it. Because if something appears, I'm gonna take off running.
You're gonna leave me to fend for myself.
Hell yeah.
As it is, we have a bad enough scare getting in here.
Oh, should we tell them?
On those elevators.
Oh, okay. So there's these elevators that we have to take every time we go up and down in this building. But these elevators, it's so weird because like we'll push 5, and then all of a sudden you just like, and we're like, it stops in between floors, and then even sometimes it'll stop on the 3rd or the 4th floor, and we're like, okay, we pushed 5, is it gonna get there? And then we're just like, okay, push the button again, and then we find, okay, then we get up there, and then even going back down. We'll push number 1, push the first floor, and then it just like, it takes off like, okay, I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, okay, are we going to make it? Should we like, hold on? It's a little creepy.
Basically, Shout out to all the Puro Tejano staff that risk their life getting on those elevators to come up here and do the show. Because like, there's one time I seen Delia coming from downstairs and she was getting on the elevator, and my plan was to like hide behind a wall, and then when she walks by me, I was gonna scare her, like grab her, like boo. But like, the damn elevator took so long to get up here that I said screw it. I just came back into the office.
And this is our experience every Sunday.
Literally, I know that
oh
she could have been like stuck in there or something, and I'm just waiting.
Yeah, we're like, woohoo. Yeah, but it's always an experience going up and down those elevators. You're like, okay, we're going to make it eventually, right? Hopefully, fingers crossed.
And this is the Sunday Crusing Classic Oldies show, but we're doing a little Halloween version, telling spooky stories or encounters that we've had. You know, if anyone has a cool encounter about that San Antonio railroad.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. So, you know, the San Antonio thing's like, oof. That's so old. You know, the whole put the powder on the cart kind of thing and see the fingerprints. And has anybody actually done it themselves? I'm curious to know.
I knew someone that said they did it. They put baby powder on the back of the car, but I don't know how reliable they were. I don't know if I want to believe
they were telling someone else's story.
Yeah. I mean, because that's some pretty.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big deal right there.
Yeah. See, and like I said, I'm a scaredy cat. So I have an aunt who loves to watch scary movies, and I couldn't do it. I mean, I would watch it with her if she made me, but I'd have to have like a wall behind me because I was too scared that like someone, some spirit or something would come up behind me. So I always have to have the wall behind me, and then that night when I went to bed, I would typically sleep with the one little light on at least. Because I get scared too easy. So I don't watch scary movies by myself at all. No way, not gonna happen. Mm-mm. Who likes scary movies?
Anyway, sorry.
Go ahead.
It's right. You're tuned into the Crusing Classic Oldies. We're just telling our scary stories. Shout out to everyone tuning in on the north side, south side, east side, and west side of H-Town. We're right here in South Houston, bringing you the best oldies. We're about to get in some more after these commercials. But Delia's about to tell her next story.
Next story.
Didn't you say you had another one?
There's a couple of stories.
Okay. Well, we're ready for them. We are ready.
You don't have no more stories?
I don't have any more stories. That one was like the realest story I have, that anything else that I might have doesn't compete. So, it's all you. Unless you heard something, I don't know. Let's do this real quick, and then we will get back into some music. Puro Tejano 101.7 FM and 1540 AM. You're tuned into the Crusing Classic Oldie Show with Isaac Simmerdown Rodriguez and Delia Dulce. It's Halloween weekend, so if you're logged into Facebook with us right now on Facebook Live, we're sharing scary stories. Delia shared one, and I shared one, and mine was a lot better than hers. But that's all right. Hers was still cool, and it was still spooky, and still got the job done. So tune in to Puro Tejano 101.7 FM every Sunday from 12 to 2 p.m. with your boy Isaac Simmerdown Rodriguez and Delia Dulce.
All right, we got South Houston in.
South Houston. We're spinning some midnighters right now out of East LA. Can you turn it up a little bit?
Which one?
The yellow one. There we go. We're good right there. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear the music in the background. I try to keep it low because Facebook will cut us off. Facebook police. They shut us down. Jersey Village in the house.
Oh, that's basically my neighborhood, because I'm coming from 290 and Highway 6.
Shout out to Eagle Lake. South Houston, what's up?
So I see that you're just joining us. We're been telling some scary stories. Also, we were talking about that thing with, well, there was a thing when I was in middle school about, Willie reminded us what it was, a Bloody Mary in the mirror, and supposedly something would appear. I don't know if any of you have tried it. If you have, let us know what your experience was. Also, I saw on Facebook the other day, they were talking about the Ouija board and how to use it, and what your experience was when you did use it. Again, I'm a scaredy cat, so I didn't go near the thing. I didn't want to find out if something would actually happen, so
yeah,
I wasn't going to test the limits. San Antonio in the house. Homo La Llorona.
What's up, San Antonio? Oh yeah, that's the oldest one right there.
Yeah, the
La Llorona.
La Llorona.
I mean, is that San Antonio? Because I heard it was Buffalo Bayou, so maybe everyone has their own version, but maybe the original version is from San Antonio. I heard this one story about San Antonio, about there was this cantina, like back in the 50s or the 40s.
Oh my God, you're not gonna. Okay, go ahead.
And there was like this, they were having a dance, and this one hot, like I guess the prettiest girl in there, some guy walks in and she starts dancing with him, and then the guy like kind of flips up and twists, and the guy had like chicken legs or something, and it was like they said it was like a demon or something.
What?
Yeah, there's like a story about it. If anybody knows that story, that might have been like the story. I might have butchered that story, but it was something like the guy had a tail or something like that.
I thought you were gonna say the same version I heard, because
well, so you might know the real version. I might have just like thought of it.
My aunt was notorious for telling us scary stories. She just, whenever I would go, so my cousin Shelly and her and I, we hung out like a lot when growing up, and I would go and spend the night with her and her grandparents, my aunt and my uncle. And late at night, my aunt would sit us down in the living room, all the lights down low. She had like one of those lamps that had made it look yellow or whatever in the room. And so she would tell us these scary stories. And one of them was like about the Llorona. And then another one was that she would tell us about this one girl who snuck out of the house to go dancing and went to the club. That's what the story that I thought you were going to say. Okay. And she said that she was dancing there with this guy. And then when he looked down, he realized that him and her were floating. Okay, yeah, that's... And I was just like...
I heard like when she looked down, she realized he had like weird feet, like chicken feet or something.
So, yeah, well, I mean,
we got Archie Bell up. Archie Bell, if you're not tuned in. Archie Bell, tighten up. Sorry about that.
We were like maybe 8 or 9 years old when my aunt would tell us these stories. And disappear in this smell. So, oh, look at this! You see that?
Yeah, there you go, right there. Club. He disappeared, and smell of
sulfur happened in the club.
Okay, yeah, that's
wow.
That's another story, because I definitely heard something about they were dancing and she looked down at his feet, and his feet were like of a monster or something like that. But maybe the guy just had ugly feet. Maybe he's wearing flip-flops. All
right, Alex.
Like, whoa.
Okay, so you're from San Antonio. Did you ever go and do the thing with the railroad tracks and the handprints? I want to find out if anybody's actually done it. I mean, because you hear people who've heard people do it, but I'd like to see if we can find someone who actually did it firsthand themselves, because that story's been going around for quite a few years.
Yeah.
It kind of died down. I
and
haven't
if you
really
guys
heard too
can
much
share
of it
this
lately.
video, we'd appreciate it. Get some more people in here. Some more people with some scary stories.
Oh, look. True story of the chicken feet, but he was the best dancer in the club.
Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, that's what I said. He was dancing, right? That's what I said at first. Yeah. Okay, cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being the person there to actually have seen it though?
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy. Talk about leaving an impression.
Yeah.
I go,
So if you guys are just tuning in, it's Halloween weekend, so me and Delia are sharing some of our scary experiences we've had.
Yes, railroad happened, but they just... Okay, so since they just redid the railroads, the railroad tracks, I wonder, are they still hanging around, or does the activities, stop because they did that? That kind of cool. They redid the tracks.
Cool.
So last night I was going to a party, and I was like, what is all this traffic for? Well, man, everybody was making a beeline to one of the haunted houses.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, yeah, you ain't taking me in one of those. And actually, I don't think this was an actual house. I think it was probably like just the woods or whatever, when they chase you with their chainsaw and kind of stuff.
I remember Astroworld had the Fright Fest, and they had like a haunted house there, and I was like 13, 14. No more moves cars because kids handprints and back of cars when was used in truck area. Okay.
Interesting.
Cool. Yeah, so back when I was young, we used to look forward to going to Astroworld right here in Houston to Fright Fest.
Astroworld
that was like their that was our big thing, Fright Fest. And one time me and my friends went, and it was John Avalos, his brother David. We're best friends growing up, and one of us decided, it wasn't me, when like when the guy came out of the haunted house and like he like boom, like my buddy spit on him. And
I thought you were gonna say you punched him or something.
No, he spit on him. Yeah, like I guess out of fear, I don't know what happened, but like maybe it was his first reaction, but he spit on him, and then the guy like quickly took off his costume and grabbed us, and there was like a cop right there, and he took us to the cop, and they were like, all right, who did it? And we were both throwing each other under the bus. I was like, it wasn't me. He was like, was it you? And yeah, that was funny. But anyway, that was just something I remembered.
Well, I think
kind of gross, but
yeah,
we were kids.
A little gross.
13 years old.
I remember one of my aunts told me that they had gone to this haunted house one time, and supposedly the rule is that the employees are not supposed to touch any of the customers, right?
Yeah.
Well, this one guy, he scared someone, but he touched him. Well, boom, the guy got punched. I was like, oh, well, I guess that's what happens when you touch someone you're not supposed to.
Yeah, we went last
at a haunted house.
We went last year to the haunted houses. We went to one of those where it was like 3 houses on one place. It was cool, and it's like crazy because it's obviously it's obvious it's it's just for fun, right?
Right.
But I swear, you see little kids running and screaming, and they're having fun. But like we were going into one, and I guess one of the monsters from the haunted house, he came out to like get the crowd warmed up and hyped up. So he came out the door and started like looking at the crowd and walking toward them. And it was a group of like 5 of the biggest dudes there started like screaming, and they ran out of the line, and they ran all to like the back. And it's like, dude, like this guy's like one guy, he's like 120 pounds. You guys are all like 250, 300 pounds
guys.
each, and like you're screaming. I mean, obviously they were just having fun too, but it was just funny seeing that. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
But yeah, I had a good time at the haunted house, and You know, you just like when they catch you by surprise. That's when it's kind of, you know, the scariest or whatever, or it gets you going.
Now the funny, even though I'm a scaredy cat, the thing I will do is like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So remember when they did that second one?
Yeah.
A few years ago. I was like, oh my God, we gotta go see it. So my daughter and I went to go see it. And so I'm not usually one to like scream at concerts. You know, it's all great or whatever. I'm just pretty chill. But like I said, I'm a scaredy cat. So but I wanted to see this movie because it was based on a true story. I wanted to see what the second one was gonna be like. So we get there, and I don't know if it happened to be that weekend that we went to go see it that it had come out. And when we got into the theater, I mean, it was jam packed. Like there were no seats. So we ended up having to sit way up in the front. And I'm like, oh man, this is not good. So I'm like, we're like right there in front of the screen. And so the movie's going on or whatever, and you know, it's pretty chill. And all of a sudden, I'm just like, ah! My daughter looks at me, she's like, it's not that scary. I'm like, yes, it is. She just looked at me like I lost my mind. I was like, okay, you already know I scare easily, so.
Yeah, and the first one it's still a classic. One of my favorites.
I always wanted to go to the house.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like the actual house.
They have like the gas station reopened. The gas station opened, but you can spend the night there. It's like a hotel now.
Really?
But it still looks like the gas station from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's still intact completely. It looks exactly the same. But now someone added a hotel in the back, like a little motel, whatever, so you can stay there too. That's cool. That'd be kind of creepy. Okay,
so what are some of your like favorite scary movies? Like, okay, so back in the day, way back in the day, just a little while ago. So there was like what, The Omen, Rosemary's Baby.
The one I can't do is The Exorcist. Like that one.
Really? And that one to me was so cheesy.
No, that one scared the crap out of me.
I mean, maybe back in the day it was scary, but now I look at it and I think it's kind of cheesy. But and then there's been a lot of them over the last, I would say, 5 years, where they're still coming out with like true stories and this whole spiritual stuff. It's kind of weird, you know, that kind of stuff happens. Yeah. Like they show you like people levitating and that's just kind of creepy. I don't know. Anybody got any stories? Favorite scary movies?
Come on, guys, share a quick story with us. We're here. We got 30 more minutes.
Oh yeah, I think that's the one. The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Yeah, that one's scary.
That one's scary.
Yeah, because that one's like a real story.
Yeah, that was based on a real story.
Yeah, that one, I can't watch that one either.
I saw that one.
I watched it. After the first time I watched it, like, I can't watch it again. That movie is...
What else was there? Okay, it said Rosemary's Baby, Omen, The Exorcist. What other scary movies are there? Come on, Alex, you seem to be the one with all the 411. And then, you know, I heard that in Galveston they do tours of like some places that have some spiritual activity. Or I don't know. My coworker, she loves that kind of stuff, and she was telling me about these tours, and I thought, well, maybe I'll do it. I mean, it sounds kind of interesting, but, you know, again, like I said, I'm a scaredy cat, so I don't know. Maybe it's just something I'm going to say I'm going to do, that one of those things I'd never do.
But, on the other hand, it is a beautiful Sunday out there. So, if you guys are going to get out there and do something cool, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but something with the family. Definitely going to go eat somewhere after this.
Oh no, I'm so hungry. I didn't eat before I came this morning. I just, didn't eat. Okay, we got Friday the 14th. Getting home after La Leida. Oh, there's another one. What is it? It was the story of the Winchester, about the owners or the creators of the gun, and then there's that one. Hold on, wait.
Puro Tejano 101.7 FM and 1540 AM. You're tuned into the Crusing Classic Oldies Show with Isaac Simmerdown Rodriguez and Delia Dulce. We're in here every Sunday from 12 to 2 p.m. bringing you the best in Crusing Classic and Chicano Oldies with Delia Dulce. And we're right here and we're sharing some of our favorite scary stories. We're
Slash movies.
Facebook Live. You know, we're talking about scary movies that, you know, kind of creeped us out. I'm talking about The Exorcist. That one is scary to me. Delia said it was corny. And then someone, Alex from San Antonio, said The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which that one definitely is another scary one.
Yep.
But anyway, we're on Facebook Live. If you're not tuned into Facebook Live, go ahead and hit us up there. And let us know any scary stories or any of your favorite scary movies. You know, it is Halloween weekend, so we're here trying to make the best of it and trying to get those chills going. Anyway, here goes some more music on the Crusing Classic Oldie Show. Alrighty, there we go. We're back.
I love that song. What was I gonna tell you?
We're back with the classics. That's Tierra Together. I gotta play that one all the time. Okay, I was talking the other day about number one requests on the Crusing Classic Oldie Show, and it's Angel Baby, Sleepwalk, Together from Tierra, and Talk to Me by Sunny. Those are the 4 top requests I get all the time to play, and that's why I play them. We're here for you guys, just to make your Sunday a little bit more brighter, taking you down memory lane. That's what we're here for, the oldies, and we enjoy being here. We enjoy playing these, and like we said, taking that elevator up to the 5th floor in this building is
an experience.
Yeah, it's an experience. So
hey, we should start charging so they can experience it too.
yeah. That should be like a roller coaster ride. Come experience this this elevator. You want chills? You don't need Astroworld. You don't need to travel to San Antonio to Fiesta, Texas. You come ride this elevator we got over here.
Yeah.
You will be.
Yeah, and then, you know, since we're like the only ones in the building, it just kind of makes it a little more creepier.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sure does.
So we got Dracula with Christopher Lee. Dracula.
You know, my sister, I'm not really a movie person. Like, I won't go to the movies. And like 5 years ago, my sister took me to watch this movie called, I think, The Wolfman or something like that. And like the whole movie was just like some dude walking around a castle with like a candle, and it was dark and gloomy, and like that was it. The whole thing, and like it just didn't do it for me. And after that, she kind of scarred me, so I pick on her now every time because my sister loves going to the movies, and she loves the family going with her, so she'll tag all of us. Oh, this movie came out, and I'm like, no, I'm still scarred from that one movie that you took me to. And
my cousin had me watch this scary movie about hey.
Arlene Hernandez, awesome music. Thanks, Arlene.
It was about the doll. This doll that was like came to life or whatever, and
was it from like the 70s or the 80s?
No, it was I think in the 90s.
I know it ain't Chucky.
No, not Chucky, not Chucky.
I was about to say that
it was a girl doll, but they said it was based on a real story.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
but I can't think of the name of it.
Okay, yeah.
She made me. I said, "Why are you making me watch this movie?" And so I think the original one, because it was based on a Raggedy Ann or something, and then it turned into another doll.
Yeah.
And so the funny thing is that I have a Raggedy Ann that my aunt made me when I was like 5 years old.
Oh wow.
So I still have it, and I love my Raggedy Ann, but my daughter cannot stand Raggedy Anns anymore because of that movie. She's like, she's totally freaked out because of that movie. She's like, I can't do it. Can't do it.
Carl Poole.
Hey, Danny. Hey, Carl. What's going on? Annabelle. Yes, it's Annabelle. Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Man, yeah. Annabelle.
That was a freaky movie.
Jessica, you better not be in the mood to watch scary movies tonight. Because you know I'll go to sleep. My ass will be snoring the first 5 minutes in.
Hey, Jessica, let's hook up and set up some stuff so we can scare this guy. Yeah, Annabelle was freaky. That one really scared me. I was just like I was on pins and needles. That one scared me. I didn't like. Well, I mean, I liked it and I didn't like it. It freaked me out.
Yeah, I mean, there's another one. Like I told, like my wife, I told her the other day. I was like, I feel like watching a scary movie, and so we started looking on demand what was up, any scary movies up, and I think it was that movie Insidious or something like that. And we looked at the preview, and like my wife just she started laughing because she just seen it in my face that I didn't want to watch a scary movie after all. I was like, yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, but I forgot what movie that was, but I think it was Insidious or Insidious Part 2 or something. But yeah, I'm more of I guess, I don't know. I have not watched a good scary movie in a long time.
I have a friend who loves a friend. He's always watching scary movies and watching stuff about paranormal activity,
Yeah.
and then he has trouble sleeping. And I'm like, duh. They might have something to do with each other. You think?
Yeah.
The Conjuring.
Yeah, that's it. The Conjuring.
Oh yeah, I've heard of. I think they made me watch that one too.
Yeah, we saw the
I was
previews
like-
and I just like said, I'm alright.
Yeah, I told my cousin because I had gone to visit my cousins in Dickinson, and they were like, "Oh, let's watch one scary movies," and I was like, "Oh no, we were in Cleveland." And the house is like in the middle of nowhere. It's pitch dark. Like if you go outside, it's like there's no neighbors.
Yeah.
It's dark out there. I said, look, all I know is if you're gonna make me watch these movies, if you wake up in the middle of the night and I'm at your feet, it's because I'm got scared to death. Yeah, just saying. Okay, so don't be surprised if you wake up and I'm at your feet.
Oh, I know. I got another scary kind of scary story. It's something real basic though, real simple. When I was a kid, like 8 or 9, we went to like a summer camp, and like I have a big family, right? Like like I say, I have 4 sisters and 3 brothers. You know what I mean? So you used to sleeping with other people, and you used to like being in the room with other people. But at this summer camp, yeah, I was in a room with a bunch of people on bunk beds. But I was having problems going to sleep because I wasn't used to that. But anyway, so as I was laying there, what freaked me out more was I could hear kids playing outside, and we're in the woods. It's like straight up like woods next to the lake, and I kept hearing these kids playing outside, and like I tried to get up to look out the window. But there was those frogs that they stick to the window. Mm-hmm. There was like hundreds of them on the window.
Ooh.
So that freaked me out more. And so I just went and laid down, and I did that trick where like you cover yourself with the blanket.
Oh yeah, the one that protects you completely.
Yeah. You cover your body head to toe with the blanket.
All right, so if you weren't sure how to protect yourselves from anything scary, you just get the blanket and cover yourself completely, head to toe, and you're good.
Yeah, no one can mess with you. No one will be able to just like grab you inside the blanket because you're already wrapped up and whatever. But anyway, yeah. So if you're just tuning in, I told a story. This is the 3rd time I'm telling it, but I'll tell it one more time. So me and my family went to the spaghetti warehouse about 2 years ago for my mom's. I think it was her birthday or something, and so we were there, and like I said. We're Mexican, right? So a family party, that's trouble. That's like 50 people. And that's just my immediate family. Brothers and sisters and nephews and nieces and grandnieces and grandnephews. So it was, all me and my brothers and sisters and my nieces and nephews and my mom and my stepdad. And, my wife and my son. So it was so many of us that they took us upstairs to the 2nd floor. Which there was nobody else there in that area we were at. Which was by the trolley. There was a party in the back, but the party was closed off. Like there was a big wall, and you couldn't go back there. And they could come back. They could come through where we were, but they weren't because it was a big party. So so since nobody was there, my family, we let the kids go and run around on the trolley. Because if there was anybody there, obviously we wouldn't want them running around there because it would, mess their meal up. They're trying to have a good, relaxing meal, and you don't want little kids running around you. You know what I mean? So my sister, she went and she was watching them. She was watching them play, and she started taking pictures of them. So she took a picture of my niece. She was like, smile for the camera. So the picture of my niece is like, she has her arms up on like a rail, and she's smiling. and there's nobody else on the trolley at the time. But when you look to the right, and the only reason why we noticed this because my sister posted on Facebook, and my niece, which was that niece's mother, which was that niece's mother. So she's like my great niece, I guess, because she's my niece's daughter.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what that's called. Great niece? Huh? I guess. Anyway, so my niece was like, "Who's that behind Karina in the picture?" And then my sister sent it to all of us, and she was like, "OMG, who is that?" Like we're trying to figure out who that was, and nobody knows who it was. Nobody. There was a girl sitting in the back of the trailer by herself, and it's in the picture. And if you're not my friend on Facebook, Isaac Rodriguez, you can find me on Facebook. I'll repost that picture later on today.
I can't wait to see it.
And I'll share it because that was like real crazy. Like it's there. It's not like a story you're gonna hear. The proof is in the picture that it really did happen. That somebody was back there that wasn't with us. The person was not with us. We have no idea who that was. So anyway, that was my story. I guess you can tell yours one more time. Since there might be people barely tuning in.
Do I really want to hear the story again? the long version or the short version?
Give them the short version.
All right. So the thing of it is, so a family member was telling me that they had supposedly some kind of activity in the house, and you know when they talk about activity, you're like, you know what that means, right? So, and they were like, I need you to come over because, you know, this is like freaking us out. We don't know what's going on. And I'm like, all right, fine. So that weekend I went over and, you know, everything was cool during the day. We were hanging out and stuff. And then, but we were all getting ready to go to bed. And so I was in the room, and I think I was in the room with my niece's friend. I don't remember who was there, but I was in the room with someone. And so when I was in the room, all the lights were off, and then all of a sudden there was this flash, and I'm like, well, where did that light come from? Because there's no lights on. I mean, everybody was settled down for the night. And then again, and I was like, okay. So I got my camera, and I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of it. And I was waiting for it to happen again, and sure enough, it did again. Just this light. And there wasn't like light coming from outside or anything. It was because we were in an apartment, so there was no, there wasn't a window there for like a beam to come from another room or from outside or anything. And it was creepy. So then the other part is that this family member had said that they would see someone. They saw this girl, and she said that she would see her at the foot of her bed, or sometimes she would see her in another room in the house. And then this other family member said, you know what, I think I have a picture of this person with that little girl in the background. Sure enough, the person looked for the picture, and in the picture is that little girl on the right side in the back. And when
got the picture?
Yeah, I asked my family member to find the picture again so I could take a picture of it. And so sure enough, in the picture, she says, that's the person I see all the time at the foot of my bed or in different parts of the house. So I was just like, oh my God, that's pretty creepy. Yeah. So.
All right, guys, that was it. That was both of our stories. And we said them over and over and over, I know. But there's different people tuning in throughout the day. So anyway, you can catch us here at Puro Tejano Studios every Sunday from 12 to 2 p.m. The Crusing Classic Oldies Show. If you haven't been tuning into the app or on 101.7 FM and 1540 AM, we're here. We play oldies. Here's a little sample of what we play. We're about to shut it down. We hope you have a great weekend and enjoy your Sunday fun day with the family. We'll see you guys next weekend. Say bye.
Bye.